Woo! What's going on, people? It's Mr. Dog back again with the View Show. Scott, you tell how happy I am today. If there's any Liverpool fans on here, get your tissues ready because I'm going to absolutely annihilate all of you. How's everyone? As you know, Forest beat Liverpool 1-0. Easy game. Like I said, since the game was over, there's no Liverpool fans getting a bit upset. So, there's any Liverpool fans on here that want to talk, come on the channel. Me, Matt, Rads, and Steve are here to give you a bit of a hug if you need one. Just
yeah,
we're
had a few defeats.
You'll get over it. People, if you do. It happened. I'm beating Liverpool. It's not for everyone. That's what, and that's how it is, Man City fans. If you are new to the channel, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and comment below, people. How are you feeling? Because Forest beat Liverpool. You know what? It's so nice saying that, isn't it, people? Forest beat Liverpool. A nice
in
ring
the Premier League.
We've never lost. We've never lost to them, have we, in the Premier League at home?
No.
It's just a nice thing to it. But people, like I said, are introduced to the panel. Next to me, we've got Stephen. How you doing, Steve?
How you doing, boys? How you doing, everyone?
And people, the vlog is out tomorrow at 10 a.m. But if you are a member, the vlog will be out 10:13 after the stream. So if you do want to watch it, and if you are a member, it'll be out. Stephen got his prediction right, and it's on the vlog. So watch out for that one. Blame me, we've got the man himself. Matt can't get enough. How you doing, Matt?
Good evening, Mr. Dore and everyone else. All happy Nottingham Forest fans this evening?
Everyone's happy. Everyone's just jolly.
It's like sitting on the beach in Barbados, isn't it, at the moment? Really?
Oh my days, Matt's he's a jolly. And last but not least, we've got the man himself, Rads. Everyone knows who Rads is. Rads, how are you feeling?
Buzzing. Very, very happy.
Oh days. Oh, people get in the comments. How are you feeling, man? Like it's unreal because, like I said, I'm not gonna lie. I put my hands up. I thought we'll get battered before the game. So, Stephen, Matt, right? Did you thought Forest get battered before the game? Be honest.
Who, me?
All of you. Did you feel Forest would lose?
I thought we'd make a good fist of it, but I thought we'd get beaten. I mean, you'd have to be a moron not to think we'd get beaten, really, based on everything we know. But expect the unexpected. And we turned up in abundance today, didn't we? So that's what you can do. That's a game of football.
What about you, Raz? I know, like I said, Stephen got his prediction bang on. He didn't say Forest will lose. He said Forest will win 1-0. Raz, what was Raz's?
He wouldn't have put his life savings on it, though, would he? You know, it's easy to say.
I put on it, Matt. I tell you, he'll tell you what I put it on. Ben Dore will tell you what I put it on. Part one's done.
Part one's done. So people, like I said, we'll talk about the game. Well, so let me start with you, Matt. How are you feeling about the result?
Well, the result's astonishing result, isn't it? It's the kind of result we need a couple of those this season, and that's going to hopefully be enough to keep us up. We have to win all the ones we expect to win or hope to win, and we have to win a couple of crazy ones. So it's good to get a crazy one sort of out the way. So yeah, it's unbelievable. It's what dreams are made of, isn't it?
100%.
Days like this. It's been a long time coming. It's a beautiful day. It was perfect, wasn't it? Everyone wanted to be on the pitch. I've never seen so many people on the pitch. Everyone played well, and the result was really, really important. Unexpected. We got it, and hopefully it sets everything up for the rest of the season.
100%. Steve, like I said, I keep mentioning he got the result right, but how are you feeling, Steve?
I just want to say a few things, really. I just want to say, I think those boys today and the manager and the team did every Nottingham Forest fan proud today. And I think we should be proud of them boys today, what they did. You know, they left it all out there, you know, and there's not many Forest. Well, I don't think there'll be any Forest fan that'll be walking out that ground today and wouldn't be proud of that team. And I said it before we come on here, and I'll say it again. Apart from Jono's penalty miss last week, which, fair play, we missed penalties. But I think that's what, one defeat in 4 now, and 2 clean sheets on the bounce. Yeah, and fair play to them boys. Fair play to them. They did us proud today, and we're all 4 of us, and all 29,000, because I didn't think Liverpool brought any. I didn't hear them sing at all. Was there any Liverpool fans in that ground today?
Stephen, don't rattle them Liverpool fans, man. I know there's quite a few Liverpool fans watching this. Stop rattling them. If there's any Liverpool fans out there, I do. No, you know what? I don't care. Liverpool fans, I don't care. If you get upset, don't watch it. Rads, how you feeling?
Yeah, similar to I think everyone else really. It was a much needed win. Obviously, we haven't won for 9 games. It was a case of the squad gelling, like we've all been saying. I think it was always going to come at some point. I don't think anyone thought it would be against Liverpool, to be quite honest. But I think that probably helped us raise our game a little. Unbelievable atmosphere from start to finish. I think it was an incredible team performance, and you're really starting to see the signs now of a team, because only a few games ago it looked like we were a bunch of strangers, like against Leicester. And it is quite strange, really. Like against Leicester, that was probably the lowest moment in a long time. That was like the catalyst to making it good or go on the right track to being where we want to go. Obviously, we lost against Wolves, but it was a very dodgy defeat. Really, it wasn't the best performance, but we still ultimately lost narrowly. Villa was a mild improvement. It was certainly better than the previous games, and obviously Brighton in the second half was a very solid performance, and obviously today was just a whole new level. Still got a way to go, I think, but yeah, a fantastic result. We just got to work from it now,
To be honest, the first half in Brighton was awful.
Yeah,
I thought the first half in Brighton looked like a bunch of strangers, but what a difference sort of 45 minutes can make.
100%. Before I ask the panel about how they felt about the game, people, if you are new to the channel, please do hit the like button to subscribe if you know. Matt, was you happy with the lineup?
Well, I think everyone before the game, you think maybe Chiarte, you think I'm not sure about that. Cooper knows best, doesn't he? I mean, it worked like a dream. Yes, I was happy with it in retrospect. The midfield worked. Everything worked for a change. So far this season, I think the defence has been all right, but the midfield and the forwards haven't really connected at all. Today, every part of the pitch functioned, I thought, and the midfield especially was outstanding in the first half. It's totally set the tone. In the second half, they seemed to go down the wings to try and avoid the midfield, which posed a different set of problems. But I thought they all played well. So, yeah, fair play to them. Yeah, I was totally happy with the lineup in retrospect.
What about you, Steve? Like I said, there was always doubt. I know we drawn 0-0 against Brighton. People were talking about Canute, but was you happy with that lineup?
Well, I mean, you listened to the team, didn't you? And everyone went, "What, really?" But Cooper got it spot on today, I think. And it was the way we played. Everyone put a shift in. And I think I tend to agree with what Max just said. The first half at Brighton was absolute poor. And you're sort of like saying to yourself in the second half, you're sort of like, we need that number 9 to score. Steve Cooper knows what he's doing, but better than more than me. But those three needed to be 2, and you needed to play with that guy. And I thought that made a difference today. I don't know what you guys thought. We seemed to have that man at the top that was giving them a little bit of in the first half, a little bit of uneasiness and being a bit more physical. And, he got it right. Look, you win 1-0 against Liverpool. I thought he got the team right, and his subs were absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on, I thought his subs were. He swapped it. He saw the danger and he went, right, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. And he got it right. Spot on. You can't fault.
What about you, Raj? Last but not least, were you happy with the team?
Yeah, I think I was probably in the general consensus that we're not sure about Duarte and Lingard, probably. But I have to say, I think most people have been critical of Lingard, but it's probably one of his best games today for Forest. He just seems a lot more up for it. I still think he's got a way to go, but we are seeing that talent there that we know he has. And it's about time, It's great to see him actually put in a good performance. Duarte, yeah, he was fantastic today. So, yeah, I think in hindsight, it was a great team, but initially wasn't too sure about those two names. But, I think a few games ago, we were slating Cook for being starting, but I think he's written his way back into the team now, or more like the Forest fans trust that he can be starting because I think he's doing really well.
But look, we've seen this team before. We've seen these players before, and virtually every player on the pitch today has been written off and trashed by a number of fans repeatedly for the first part of the season for various reasons. It's all about how they approach the game. To me, it's a mental thing. And today they were all absolutely on it. It was classic Cooper. He sent them out there in perfect condition to play a game of football, and they all delivered. So for me, that's what it was. It wasn't about the selection. He probably could have picked the next 6 people in the queue. It wasn't about the tactics particularly. Every single player put in a shift. But personally, I didn't think Lingard played very well at all. He was the only guy. But you got to give him credit because it's a team game anyway. You win as a team, you lose as a team. And today they all stepped up and they all stuck to the plan, and no one really shirked it.
Quick question. I don't know if when I saw the Liverpool lineup, I'm going to ask you, Steve, this. I personally thought, like, when I see in the midfield, I don't know who I spoke to. I think they played Jones and Elliott. And I thought to myself, this is someone like Ryan Yates can deal with. Do you feel Liverpool were a bit disrespectful?
Arrogant.
Yeah,
casual.
Arrogant. Yeah. Because when I saw the lineup,
they were deluded afterwards, weren't they? Klopp, he still doesn't know what happened to him.
Oh, I saw his interview.
I think he was confused when Robin Hood wasn't in the squad, So, I think that's all he knows about Forest. He needs to do a bit more research.
Right, let me ask everyone. People in the comments as well, do you think Klopp was a bit arrogant, saying the team that he picked will beat Forest, and it backfired so much, and now he's moaning as well? And as well, I want to put these guys on the bus. These Liverpool content creators before the game disrespecting Forest, saying it's just another game, we'll beat him easy. Now look what happens to you. Can't see you. Where are you hiding?
Cooper outthought Klopp. Cooper had a plan, and it worked. And Klopp was reduced to set pieces, wasn't he? It was all corners. They were trying to win corners. And to be fair, they're good at corners. They were a big threat at corners and set pieces. But that's all he was left with.
Yeah.
We were the football team, and he was the sort of set piece merchant.
100%. So, Steve, I was just saying, do you feel Klopp was a bit disrespectful towards the team that he selected?
Yes. A lot of disrespectful. When I saw the comments coming out, mate, I was absolutely gobsmacked. I mean, I have to be honest with you. I thought Forest could have won that. Forest could have scored 3 today. I mean, I think their keeper made 2 really good saves. But I did think that was disrespectful. But that's what Klopp does. He takes a lot away. He always says that. And don't forget, we had to play against 12 men today. So I think
that was awful.
No,
he's not paying bills.
Steve,
you're not paying your bill, Stephen. Please pay your bill. Not paying your bill.
Normally they say never bother complaining or complain to the referee because they won't change their mind.
He's alive now.
He did every time, didn't he?
Hey, Stephen.
Yeah, I'm here. I've just changed my internet.
Carry on.
Yeah, I was just saying. I thought Klopp was disrespectful. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes you got to come out as a manager and just say, you know what, fair play to Forest. like Matt said, in the second half, they were trying to bypass the midfield. They were bypassing the midfield. They were trying to go down, down the wing. And, Forest, the one thing I disrespect, what I got really, really cheesed off with Klopp when I listened to that interview, he never said, he never turned around and said, Forest did well. Well played to Forest. That's all we want to hear him say. Forest did well. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it was disrespectful. But we got 3 points, and onwards and upwards. That's all I say.
100%. There's 191 people in. Thank you for everyone that's taking time to watch this podcast as well. I'm going to mention some few players, and again, these players in the past have been absolutely hammered by Forest fans. Let me start with you, Rads. Ryan Yates. Let me start with Ryan Yates again. I think it was, what game was it? I don't know what game it was. He was actually hammered by Match of the Day pundits. Again, against Liverpool. What a performance from the guy. People in the comments, how do you think about how Ryan Yates played? Well, Rads, come on, talk about Ryan Yates, man.
I don't know where to start with Yates. He's just missed Nottingham Forest, isn't he? Just little things like when he comes out on the pitch, he just claps the fans, gets them rallied up. He's just a joy to watch. And, I think sometimes his criticism has been warranted, but it's nowhere near as bad as what some people have been saying. Like, I've seen people saying he's like a League One player, which is just stupid. He's obviously not. You don't suddenly become a bad player overnight. We know how good he was last season. He's adapting to a new league, and I think he's doing really well with it. I think particularly since we've changed to 3 in midfield, it's really helped Yatesy out. He's just a battler. He gets really stuck in. I've noticed it the last few games in particular. Not afraid to put in a tackle. He's always done that, but he's winning them more than normal. And you look at him, he's got a scar on his nose. He's just carrying on. And I can't praise him enough.
Matt, I've seen another player that said Rumi Fowler. I know that since he's come into the club, since he starting, Forest play that. I've changed the formation to a 3-4-3-3. He's playing that role in front of the defence. Do you think he has changed the way Forest play? Because for me, especially I know we lost to Wolves, but Wolves game, the Brighton game is fantastic. But today, for me, another great football name, wasn't it?
He didn't put a foot wrong, did he? He's unbelievable. I always love that player that plays that position, as you know, with Colback, and he's a suitable heir to Colback playing the way he did today. Outstanding. He was there. He was watching everything. He was coming out. He literally didn't misplace a pass, and he just picked their pockets so many times. It's so assured. It was unbelievable. It's exactly what we bought him for, and he looked like he'd been playing there all his life, sort of thing. So there's so many contenders for man of the match. Like Yatesy,
we'll see that later. We'll see that later.
No. Yeah. But going back to Yatesy, he is like a League One player, but he's like the best League One player you've ever seen. He's exactly like a League One player, but he's like a Premier League version of a League One player. And today I thought he plays best game of football in a Garibaldi shirt. So
Matt, do you think that we mentioned Rumi Fowler? Do you think Rumi Fowler makes Ryan Yates even play better?
Well, Yates is playing a completely different role. A couple of games ago, I thought he was absolutely shot. It was a home game. I forget who it was against. He was hiding the whole game. He was not showing for anything. Fowler's doing that job now, and Yates is actually playing perversely in that sort of high press sort of role, which is completely different. It's counterintuitive. It shouldn't really work. But he's a big, strong guy. He puts himself about. He gets amongst them. He makes things happen. And it's better he does that further up the field. And you have someone who's a bit more looks like a Premier League footballer behind him doing all the sort of neat and tidy stuff. Having said, he can do that, but it's not his natural game, and it worked perfectly today. The blend was perfect, and the way they played in the midfield was immaculate. You'll never get those three players to play that well again, I don't think. But if we can, we're onto something, because they were superb today. They'd have given any team in the Premier League problems today. And that's why it's kind of frustrating what's happened before, because all season we haven't had any good work in the midfield, have we? And I expect all the forwards are thinking, I wish they'd played like that before now, because we'd have all scored some more goals.
Let's go back to the goal scorer, Tyrell Wadney. He's come in with lots of criticism today before the game. He started, and let me ask you, Stephen, do you think it was a right call to drop Jono and bring Tyrell Wadney in? Because like I said, we know Jono is suffering with confidence, but to bring Tyrell Wadney in, another player that suffering with goal confidence, was it the right call? It was a right call, but to prove a point today, scoring a goal is something that you can't dream of. Playing against his ex-club as well.
Yeah, can I just first say quickly something about Brian Yates? I thought Ryan Yates was absolutely outstanding today. And I just want to have my word in. All those people that wanted to bin Ryan Yates off, I should imagine you are now hiding under your beds, because that kid, like second half against Brighton and the whole match today was led. He's got a Forest heart. End of. Okay, so let's move it on. Yes, when I saw the team, Ben, when he dropped Jono after we were at Brighton, Ben, because I thought Brennan Johnson put an absolute shift and half in at Brighton, and Yates did as well. He put a shift and half in as well at Brighton. I was quite surprised to see that had been left out, but halfway through the second half, halfway through the first half, I understood why he left him out. I don't think he left him out on form, on confidence. I think Lingard tracks back more. And I think he kept the shape. And I think Cooper was adamant about keeping the shape with Liverpool. And I think if you watch that game back, you saw Lingard work very, very hard. He come back. Yeah. I don't think there's much. I think only them three, Ben, if you want my honest opinion, those three only go into two. Two can only play at one time. Tammy, I thought was excellent today. He worked hard. He gave Van Dijk a few problems. When he went off, we were a little bit light at top, if that's the right word of saying it. We were a little bit light at top. But yeah, I think it was a right call by Cooper. We'd been calling it me and you, Ben, had been calling it at Brighton. We hadn't got that number 9, that physical, and we had it today. And it worked. So, yeah, you got it right. When you win 1-0 at home to Liverpool, mate, you get it right.
Right, let's say another player that, again, he was man of the match for me at Brighton. Another fantastic performance from Cookie against a world-class striker. Like Salah, I think he had 1 or 2 chances in the first half, but far from that, I didn't hear him. But for me, Cook was another good player, wasn't it, today?
Yeah, I forgot Salah was on the pitch, to be honest. Can't remember him really doing anything. Whenever I just looked at Liverpool's number 11, I just thought, hang on, that's Mohamed Salah, is it? Just didn't do anything. Yeah, as for Cook, I was one of those people, I'll be honest, that was saying he probably should be starting. I was never saying he was a bad player.
I'll be honest, me too.
Yeah, I was never saying he was a bad player, though. I mean, I thought he was fantastic in the Championship. I was on the bandwagon of him not starting and he just being a backup. But I think since Villa in particular, I think he's really written his way back into the trust of Forest fans. Obviously not Cooper, because he's been playing him when we all thought he shouldn't have been. But no, I think he's excellent. I know we've been playing a bit further back. Some people have been saying we're doing it to kind of protect Cook and because he's not as quick, which is true. He's not as quick as some people, but I don't think he necessarily has to be to pick a defender. You know, he's still an excellent player to have around, and it's going to be difficult for the lots of Wall and I don't know about Nick Carter to get back in unless we go back to 3 at the back. But it's yet another brilliant problem for Cooper to have. You know, who does he pick? Because I think we've got some really good options at centre back.
100%. Another player, like I said, I keep saying individual player was really good. And Matt Canute, he wasn't good. Like he wasn't fantastic against Brighton, but today I think is his best performance in the red top. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Right, just going back to those two previous things, Yatesy under Houghton could have saved Houghton's job, as I said at the time. If they'd dropped Yatesy, we might have scraped out a few results and not got promoted if Houghton had hung on for a couple more games. Yatesy wasn't a good player in that team, but it's all about the manager and the way he's used. You know, obviously he is a good player, but he wasn't playing well then and he didn't deserve to be in the team. And the same, I think, with Cook. You know, the 3 or 4 games ago, all he did in the team was give the ball back to the opposition, just kick it back to them and say, have another go and we'll have a try and defend. So, but having said that, the last 2 or 3 games, different story completely. And, you know, it's kind of paid off. So anyway, Kouyaté, again, a couple of games ago when he was, I forget which game it was, whenever we started with O'Brien and then... No, it wasn't that one. It was either side of that one.
I thought it was Wolves.
No, I don't know. Well, but the one I'm thinking of is where O'Brien started and he got hauled off at half time. And then
Leicester. Yeah.
Was it? And then the other two absolutely died in the midfield. You know, I've seen him absolutely die a death and he was left on the field. The last couple of games he's played, he's been a different class. So, yeah. He played brilliantly today. Like I say, they all did today, to be fair. So, you know, you can pick any player. Another guy I think who's done remarkably well is McKenna. Now, if you watch that header that Henderson somehow sort of sucked out the back of the halfway into the net, he lost his man completely there, Van Dijk, which was almost a cardinal sin. But he's been outstanding, apart from that one mistake, which he'll kick himself for the rest of his life. He's been brilliant. He's adapted without any problem. He's winning everything in the air still. So yeah, pick any name out of the hat. They all played brilliantly today.
Another player, like I keep repeating each player by one. And actually, Steve, like Jesse Lingard, like he's been given his critics since he's been at that club, and I think he's got points to prove as well because he played for Man U. The Man U Liverpool connection, but I think he had the point to prove today as well against a team that in the past he didn't like, but he played well, didn't he?
I think Matt's just summed it up in a few words there. That everyone played well today. I mean, you might as well. No one had a bad game, but I like Jesse Lingard, and I think what we're sort of like missing from all this, we signed. How many players we signed? 22. Was it 22 new players?
Yep.
So
you count them up.
We've got Gareth Southgate's World Cup squad, haven't we?
Don't mention that. Don't mention World Cup.
Taking time to gel, and we're sort of like gelling now, and we were sort of like an engine that wasn't sort of like moving in the right direction. But even at Wolves, I know we got beat at Wolves, but even at Wolves, we looked better than what we did at Leicester. I mean, I don't know how many of us me and you were at Leicester, Ben, and we looked totally disjointed. We were all over the place, and we are playing better. And now what you're going to find is like what Matt said, Brawler coming to the, I think Brawler came on against Spurs, and I actually turned around and said to my lad, I says, he is absolute garbage. Where we got him from? Do you know what I mean? And now all of a sudden he's sort of like different class. He runs the show for us. And that's because they're getting to know each other. There's a togetherness now. And Lingard, I saw Lingard at the end of that game today. He's not here.
He was happy. He was really happy.
He's not here for
them. But to be fair to Lingard, we're damning him with faint praise. Yeah, the best thing he did was after the final whistle, jumping around. I thought today, if you watch the game again, he hardly retained the ball, and there were times where it nearly caught. He's a lot better than that. This is a non-match fit Lingard who hasn't played football for a little while. We're going to get a lot more out of him. He's a lot better than this, I think. I think today is like a 3 out of 10 for him, if that. I think he'd want to forget today and say, that's not me. Let me play again. Honestly, I think he's a lot better than that. I don't think he's done anything good in the Forest shirt. The number of times he's kicked the ball away, possession away and stuff. So far, we've got nothing out of him. And I like him. I want him to do well. I'm not sort of like you were saying about Foiler. This is the other thing that frustrates the hell out of me. All these players have had to play in it. They've only just met. They've all been chucked together. They're playing in the most hostile environment, the Premier League, with a load of strangers, and they've all been written off countless times. They're all good footballers. People that play in League Two. It's not easy. All these people that are writing them off, they haven't played football at any level, nearly all, well, most of them anyway. It's not an easy thing to do. And it's very, very hard in these circumstances. It's hard to manage the team, and it sure as hell hard to play in that team. And people are going to react differently to it. You give them a chance, they all get together, they all play like they did today, we're going to see completely different players. So all these people that have written people off and said, Awonyi and all this is useless, and Aurier is a hothead and all this sort of stuff. They need to sort of shut up for a bit and let them play when they get a chance, and hopefully we'll see what they're really like from now on.
Can I just say something about that?
Yeah.
I actually think the players like Lingard and Awonyi and Tammy and everything, November the 13th, I think that's when you start to see a lot of things work in our favour a little bit with these players, because we've got like a mini pre-season, those that ain't going to the World Cup, and Cooper will have them in, and we'll see the fitness get sharper. And I do believe that. I do believe what Matt's saying. I think, those that ain't going to the World Cup, they ain't going to be having a break. They're going to be working on their fitness. Look,
Ronaldo's not a bad player. He's struggling at Man U, isn't he, at the moment? You chuck Ronaldo in our team, he wouldn't look probably any better than Jesse Lingard at the moment.
No.
So apart from today it started to happen, and unfortunately, I think we've played. I think over the season we haven't played great. We've played pretty poorly, really. We're in the bottom sort of 3 or 4 in the league in the way we've actually played, but we still should have got a lot more points than we have. These 10 long shot goals, I'm not one for statistics, but you know what the XG on those 10 goals we let in?
Yeah.
0.06 of a goal, so we'd have been 20 times bad luck to have conceded 1, and we conceded 10. So you sort of calculate that, it's like
really,
it would never happen.
Is that you? Is that from you? Am I calling you the Excel? I
don't give a crap about that. But the way I say it is, I say, Ashley Young is never going to score a goal like that again in the rest of his career. He's never done it before. He's never going to do it again. He's a lucky sod sort of thing, and we're really unlucky he scores it against us, and it costs us 2 points. And that's the common sense way of looking at it. And the stats guy says, yeah, he had a 0.01 chance of scoring that goal, but he bloody well did. So,
Before I say next subject, I'm going to go through the comments, and I do apologise. There's quite a lot of comments I'd like to see today. This is from James. Lingard played with today. He had a shot on target. Grafale said, don't forget Cookie.
I could have done that one, man.
Don't forget Cookie was March fit Paul. We look lead. Well, I don't know what to say from that one. This is from Nick. How you doing, Nick? I think the media obsession with Lingard has been shocking. The misinformation about him has got out of control. Yeah, I think, if I'm honest with that. D Chapper says, Curtis, like, no. What I'm saying with that one, because, like, Thriller, that's how he plays. He sits in front of that defence and he mops the ball, and that's what we've been missing for a long time. I think when's the last time we had that kind of player who just sits there and just think like, look,
Colback made the team tick.
Yeah.
Colback made the team. Forest never got overrun ever with Colback in front, playing holding midfield. And to be honest, this season we've kind of tried everyone, haven't we?
Yeah.
Apart from the obvious guy, the guy which you would have thought we would have bought for that.
Yeah. Another comment. This is from Rick Store Forest. How you doing, Rick Store Forest? It's fair having given Lingard much of the ball while he's been on with us. Yes, we did feed him the ball more today and didn't do much of it. It will come good when it get a bit more attacking. I think that's 100%. Because, like I said, I think especially in the first half when you had that the first Yeah, I think it was a left footer. That's what, if you give him the ball, he'll make a chance. So we've won the game. Hopefully today can be something that we can get momentum, but every game's different. So, but today, like I said, if you lived on the rock, people today, we beat Liverpool 1-0. So if you're any Liverpool fans in the comments, put your thumbs up. How you feeling? This one as well.
The narrative changes though now, doesn't it? Before the game, the narrative was we're rubbish, we're going to get beaten. Now we go to play Arsenal, it'll be like, oh, can they do to Arsenal what they did to Liverpool? It's a whole different way of looking at things. It's the same two teams. It's 1 week different, but now hopefully we can believe in ourselves a little bit because they're proven they can beat anyone.
Like I said, another one, a person, it was quite a lot of people agree with you, Matt, today. Agree with Matt regarding Lingard. We need to raise his game. Dennis, Morty White, Tyrone, Johnson have all shown more. Scar per Williams in the league and coming in January. Support players go to World Cup, more bonding time. Whatever, Martin. Shout out to Martin. And Martin Price, you got your result right as well today. Bloody hell, there's quite a few people got the results today, as you know. The guy next to me, Stephen, he got his result right yesterday as well. Let me just look at the comments as well.
No, but going back to the predictions, that's the difference between being a fan and a critic. If you're a fan, you can say crazy things. If you're a critic, and the problem with our fans sometimes is they forget they're fans. That's why we're all there at the City Ground every Saturday, and they become critics. And they spend too much time criticizing and talking about happy clappers and things. Every fan in the world is a happy clapper. That's why they support their team. Us would all support Man City. Being a happy clapper there's nothing wrong with that. We've got to support our players as much as we can.
Number one for Warren, who thought for me was immense today. Went about his business. States said he ran over 10k today, more than everyone else. See, this is what I'm trying to say. I think. I spoke to someone about Steve Cooper loves Fowler because, like I said, he didn't know him. Like I think I don't know when he came into Forest. I think was the end. I don't know when he came to Forest.
He came in that panic with Kouyaté, didn't he?
Yes,
Spurs. I think it was Spurs.
Spurs game. That's right. Yeah, and then when you watch him training and you see him, I remember he played for Switzerland and he scored. He got man of the match.
Spain.
And yeah, that's it, Spain, and he got man of the match. And when he plays in that formation, especially free, this is where you get the best out of him. If you play him in two, you don't see him. You don't see him.
But look, those 10 km he ran today, it was sideways. It was sideways. It wasn't up and down the pitch, length of the pitch, was it? It was sideways. No. It was in and out. It was neat and tidy. He ran the show. He completely ran the show. They couldn't handle him, and they tried to go around. Him and Yates, well, all three of them, they couldn't get through them. Every time they were biting at their heels, weren't they, in the first half? And they didn't like it. They said, "No, sod this. We'll go around the sides."
There's 239 people in. If you can do me a massive favor, do hit the like button. That's amazing for me. And as well, we've got another YouTuber down at the bottom as well. Rads, make sure you do hit the subscribe button for his channel as well. Rads, what you're on subs wise?
I'm nearly at 4,000 subscribers.
Right, people, get Rads to 4,000 because, like I said, I think his link is in my YouTube channel as well. So if you can do a massive favor, do. Right. Again, Steve Cooper been so much the pressure. Like I said, today was spot on. And let me ask you, Steve. Like I said, it's so good to win a game. He's proved all Forest fans like he's the man for the job. And like I said, we've got to give credit to man for what he did today.
Oh yeah, he's going to be a top coach, and I think he's proving that. Very difficult at the first start. I think, like Matt said, we had all these players in, and what Steve did was, I suppose, he took the way he played from last year in the Championship that we all witnessed, this wonderful way of how he played football with the wing backs, three at the back, and he played them. When it came into the Premier League, you're playing against better players that expose that, and yeah, we took a bit of a, we lost a few games, and okay, put the Man City one to the side, but then I think the Bournemouth one was a bit of a shock. We're 2-0 up at half time. I think this is a matter of time, and then we lost 3-2, and then we're starting to leak goals left, right, and centre. And he's sort of like had to change the where he wants to play. And to me, he's proved that he is good. And I think I said to you, Ben, in pre-season when we did this, I said Steve Cooper's going to go to bigger and better things. And I think Steve Cooper will go to bigger and, he will get big.
No, Steve, stay in
No,
Forest.
I'm saying,
Steve, stop.
Okay. Just listen to us. I'm finished. Okay. Before you all shoot
is not bigger and
people
better.
comment, shoot Stephen. We don't want to hear this. We don't want to hear this, Steve. Stay with Forest.
He is
Steve Hodge in disguise.
He has proved himself that he is a top coach. And I will say this on here. When we walked out that Leicester game and we got beat 4-0, and there was all these comments that Steve Cooper was going to be replaced with all these names that were being mentioned, it was like your wife having a Range Rover Sport and exchanging it for a Dasher, all right? Because that's what it was going to be like. And because Steve Cooper, like you said then, is the most important guy at this club. He's a great coach. He's going to go on. He's going to take Forest to another level. He's already took us to the Premier League and takes another level, and we love him. End of. Steve Cooper, we love him. All right.
This is from Simon. Time for Steve's Wi-Fi to freeze again. As well. And I forgot to say as well on my podcast yesterday. I hope the owner Landros Marinakis gets better, because I know he put a statement out there for getting COVID. So if you're watching, I know someone
You didn't give it to him this time, did you?
Hey, behave.
You learned not to post the picture this time.
I've learned. Yeah, this guy had a picture of him as well, but I got the plump from it. But it is what it is. But yeah, Landros Marinakis, I hope you get fit and better. I'll see you soon at Cityland.
Not if he sees you first.
There's a player, and again, he frustrated me, but he played well. Dean Henderson, his kicking wasn't great as well, was it, Rads? It was a bit.
But he played a lot of it short today, didn't he? Which was good, which works, because the last game we brought trouble on ourselves, didn't we? It was all a little bit scary. We were going back and back into the corners, but it all worked nicely today. So yeah, but he did still kick a couple out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
sorry, man.
It frustrated me though. It did frustrate me sometimes. Like sometimes when it was kicking it, doing it short, before it's so predictable what he was doing. But every time he was doing it long, the ball was going out. So it was frustrating a little bit. People, there's 232 people. Thank you for everyone that to take the time for watching this. We'll get everyone's man of the match and everyone later on. And if you are a member, people, like I said, I did the vlog. That'll be out soon. So if you after this podcast, people who are members, you can watch the vlog. And tomorrow morning at 10 p.m, it'll be out there. So if you do want to be a member and support my channel, please, the link, the $sign there, it's £2.99, and it helps my channel a lot. Another player.
Can I say something about Cooper quickly? I think Cooper, the problems Cooper's had is because he's such a nice bloke. I think he's tried to please everyone this season, and he's got one hell of a lot of people to please. He's got like 22 new signings, a few old friends from last season, all the owners. He's lost some of his coaching staff, and it's been too much. You know, it's been an impossible task, and he's tried to keep them all happy. And I think today is a step in the right, but he's had to change his system. And I don't think it's because the system was wrong. It's because he had all these strangers to try and play his system. And in hindsight, well, we'll know at the end of the season whether what they've done is the right thing. If we end up staying up and then we build and all the new signings work out, you'll say, yeah, well done, owners, you did the right thing, it worked out in the end. But as it stands, probably most of us would say, oh, I wish we just stuck with the core of last season, bought the loan people and added a few, you know, Morgan Gibbs-White, the striker or two, or whatever it is, you know, Niakate, and spiced it up. We've had no luck with the injuries, which hasn't helped him. You know, there's been, we all know, you know, they've been getting COVID and all this kind of stuff. So he's had everything go against him, and he's not been able to use his superpowers of the sort of the team spirit and all this kind of stuff, which is normally his sort of ace in the pack. And he's having to now play a system he doesn't really want to play. And now he's got the difficult thing to think, like you say, when we get Niakate back and things like this, who are we picking at the back now? There's only two. What are we going to do? He's going to have to start to make difficult decisions with his squad. Last season, this team picked itself. Everyone stepped up. People got injured. New people came in. Everyone in the squad was happy. A couple of games ago, no one in the squad was happy. Yeah. Hopefully, they're all happy tonight, and hopefully now we can keep them all happy, because it's easier when you have success. When there's no success, you can't keep anyone happy, can you? You're not playing, you're not happy. If you're playing, you're not happy. So it's a start. It's a big thing for him, I think, today. And it's something he can work with.
I've just seen a comment from Mark. No, Mark, because you're a member, you can watch the vlog after this stream. So if you like, people who are members to the channel, you can watch it now. But people who but it'll be out tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. in the morning. So if you're a member, you can watch it. Like I said, moving forward now, like I said, a fantastic result. Let me ask you, Raj. Like I said, everyone thought, like, not including Steve, because Steve was confident about we win the game. Me, I don't know, everyone else, 75% of people thought we'll lose the game, but today it's good to see, as well as social media, everyone's just jolly happy about the result. We can move forward. But we've got another massive game next week against Arsenal. Would you keep the same team?
I probably would, but yeah, the only person that sounds really harsh saying it, he's played really well. You probably would want to put Mangala in ideally. So you'd probably take out Kouyaté. But if Kouyaté stayed in after that, I wouldn't complain. Maybe you could switch Lingo out and put Johnson in again, but I think the team played so well today, it would be harsh to take any of them out. But if I was going to do anything, I'd probably take either one of those two out, to be quite honest. But, you know, if we can give Liverpool room for the money, well, not just room for the money, we beat them, then I think we can do the same to Arsenal. And albeit it's a totally different situation. Arsenal obviously looking rejuvenated this season. It is away from home. So I think it would be a different ball game. But I think we will give them a good go, hopefully. That's all we can ask for, really.
What about you, Matt? So we've got Matt. It's a big, like, Arsenal top of the league. But do you think that this team that we played today could give Arsenal the run of the money?
He might want to tweak things at the top end of the pitch, perhaps rotate things around, like you say, bring Brennan back, perhaps, and Lingard, and mess around with that. And you've got Dennis as well. I mean, it's a squad game now, isn't it? I mean, the Premier League, the whole point is we bought all these players, so they're all good enough to play in the Premier League, ideally. So it shouldn't be seen as a big thing being picked or not being picked. But subs are just as important as the people that start. And, even being in the squad, it's, they're all equally important. So answering your question, yeah, I think you probably would be inclined to stick basically with the same team because it worked so well. And I think, as far as we're saying, like how we moved on from last season, my thing is always if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and just improve the bits which need improving and try and keep things the same, because that's the way to build momentum and team spirit to me. And so they all got A stars today. We got the result, and they deserve another chance.
What about you, Steve? Like I said, would you keep the same team?
I think there'll be one change. I think Cooper sets it up as the opposition. He looks at the opposition. I think he's very tactically aware, isn't he? As much as you may surprise me, I think Jono will come in for Tammy up top, and I think that's how he's gone away from home, to keep it all, the system set, and just do it that way and try and frustrate Arsenal. I think we'll get a point. I do think we'll get a point. I think we're very hard to beat.
How much money are you putting on it this time? Put a few grand on it for sure.
You can't, Steve.
If you know.
Listen, I might put a bit of money on next week when my second half of the bet comes in. But I just think that'll be the. I think what Matt's just said is spot on. What he says, you know, it's about a squad now, and I think where years ago you used to, like last year, the team picked itself. Well, this year I think it's a little bit different. I think Cooper looks at the opposition, and I think that's what he'll look at. He will set his team up with that opposition, but he'll only make one if two changes. If that, I think he's got his core of his players now. This squad is gelling each week. Is gelling, and I think that's why we're seeing a difference in how we play. You know.
But today, I think, was a quantum. You know, you're saying it's gelling each week. I haven't seen. It's been all over the place. It's been, you know, I thought against Spurs we played pretty well and stuff like that. Beginning of the season we played reasonably well. There those three horror performances, and then we've sort of gone back to basics. It's been okay, but even like I say, the first half on Monday against Brighton was horrific. That was that was as bad as anything. Yeah. So it's not been, you know, I hope today is the first time they really believe, you know, I hope this really is the start of something and they really can draw on this and believe they can all play at this level. Because up until today, I don't think the evidence was there that they could, but now it's irrefutable evidence. You know, they can beat the best teams in this league. Don't be scared of anyone.
Yeah, I think this team, I spoke to a couple of people, a couple of negative people. And when I say negative and I mean absolutely negative Forest fans. And they're in my ear, all right, saying to me, I think this performance is the performance that's going to keep us up because it's going to give us that belief that we can go on and do it. And I believe this, we haven't just beaten Liverpool today. We've gone in that change room and like Matt has said, we can do it. We can do it, all right? And we're all in the week going to be, you know, on this win today, and we're going to be getting up there next Sunday, and we're going to be going, instead of us going, we're going to get funked here, we're going to get battered here, we're going to be thinking, we can get some out of this game. We can get some out of this game. And that's the difference that this game has done today. That's the difference. And if we're thinking it, the players are thinking it.
Hopefully they are, because someone like Yatesy, he should now know he can play in this league. He can survive in this league. And let's be honest, nearly all our squad, they've gone into the unknown, and Cooper's gone into the unknown. They've never done it before. They've hardly won a game in the Premier League, the whole squad put together. So it's really important to convince themselves so they can say what they want, but until it actually happens, it's just talk. You know, actions speak louder than words, and we saw actions today. And whatever happens from now on, you can always go back today and know anything less than today, you can do better. You know you can do it.
100%. I've got a Liverpool fan here. This is from Dave, FC Chance. Collation lads, and well deserved. Shout out to Dave. He was on my previous show yesterday, and like I said, and I respect Dave, but it's just the other Liverpool podcasters was a little bit disrespectful to Forest, like no respect at all. So shout out to Dave because, like I said, he did show some respect to Nottingham Forest. I've got a super chat from Andrew Sharp. All you guys, shout me, you Reds. You Reds!
You Reds!
You Reds!
You Reds!
Thank you for the £2 as well. Is there any more super chats to help me out, please?
Did we get 50p each out of that then?
Yes, no, you can have the £1.99. So
put it on our bet for next week.
Right, people in the comments before we've got the last 5 minutes. Who was your man of the match? There's so many good players out there. If you want, I'll give you three. We'll give you three people who stood out, not one, because there's so many people that we can say who was man of the match. So people in the comments, name 3 players that was your man of the match today. Let me start with you, Rads. Who was your 3 players that was stuck out for you today?
I think
Yatesy. Matt struggling.
Yeah, I could pick a lot. I could definitely pick a lot. I think everyone played really well. in their own way. Yatesy has to be on that list for me. Continuously improving every single game. Battles in that midfield. He literally saw against Brighton. He got kicked in the face and he just carried on like nothing happened. He's good. He's going to be in that selection. I think Henderson just for that save at the end, which kept us in it.
I've not seen the save. You know what? I've not seen it yet because I was on Trent. I didn't see it.
Outstanding.
Yeah, I'll see it match today.
You won't believe it when you see it. You won't believe you've seen it, even when you've seen it.
Yeah. No, he's yes, okay, we can say his distribution is not the best. He does need to work on that. But in terms of being a shot stopper, he's incredible. You know, the amount of saves he's pulled off this season. He saved 2 penalties for us earlier on in the year. Today, he was a huge reason as to why we won. Even if we'd drawn, he would have been a huge reason as to why we didn't lose this game. Dino's going to be in there. And the third one, I'd probably pick Cook for, again, proving the doubters wrong, including myself. I've never said he was a bad player, but I just said he probably shouldn't be starting. But fair play to him. He did really well today. What a volley, by the way. To set up
the cross. Yeah, the cross was unbelievable.
Fantastic. Fair play to Cookie and all the lads did fantastic. But I picked those three if I had to.
Well, Cookie shouldn't be near the recruitment. You sign 8 centre halves. The last one, he should be the last person playing. So fair play to him. He's found a way, and he did play brilliantly today.
Before we get Mark, I got a super chat from Mark. Chat, Mark, Dino, Yatesy, and Cookie. The Forest. That £2 will go straight to Steve. That can go straight to Erin. Is that all right, Steve?
Yeah, that goes. Yeah, fine.
Yeah, that's right. So that £2 that'll go straight to Erin. I've got a member as well. Dino, thank you for being a member to the channel. Dino, can you message me on Twitter or Instagram or hot email, please, if you can, for being a member to my channel? And you can watch my vlog if you want to. Members, you can watch my vlog now, after the stream when it's done. So if you, but tomorrow morning, it'll be out tomorrow morning. But members got a chance now to watch it. Who's your free man of the match, Matt?
Well, you got to mention Hendo, those saves. You got Oria, a 1 year I thought played brilliantly as well. Really, he showed us everything he could do. But you've got to say Yatesy because you can't look any further than him for sure. Foiler you can't ignore either. Cook, to me, I didn't really notice him, but that's almost the biggest compliment you could give him, sort of thing. I would actually give it to McKenna as the third one. But Yatesy was unbelievable. The way, like Hendo's save, the second half of that was Yatesy clearing it as well. That was almost as miraculous as the save. But yeah, I mean they were all heroes today, and it doesn't really matter what role they played in it. They all stood up and did their bit, so it hardly matters, But Foiler and Yatesy in particular, you can't overlook, and everyone else, well done.
Okay. Last but not least, Steve, who was yours?
Well, I'd just give it the old team, really.
Give the old team, man.
I've got to give 3. I just want to say one thing when we haven't mentioned this guy today, and I thought Brighton, he was excellent, and today I thought he was excellent. Nico Williams. All right. I just thought he was excellent today, the last 2 games, so I just want to say well done, Nico.
I feel sorry for him as well, playing bloody left back and all this sort of stuff.
The last 2 games he's been absolutely brilliant. And
I hope he didn't die at the end because it seemed like he was waning, didn't it? And then he got taken off because I was thinking Aurier was going to have his fitness issues and he was having to swap wings, right?
But right, I think I am going to go purely. I think the goalkeeper Hendo has got to be man of the match. The 2 centre backs were outstanding. Like I said, it's very difficult. Coyote, I thought was absolute brilliant today.
He was, man. I'm not gonna lie, he was.
But I just think the bloke for me that got 12 out of 10 has to be Yates. He has, stick your chest out, Yatesy. They were all excellent today. Every single one of them was excellent, but Yatesy was just that little bit better, and that is saying something. You were all excellent, and some was a little bit better. He was a Nottingham lad that wanted to. He wore that shirt today, and he wore it with pride. Fair play to him. And leave
Well, so me, my 3 was I'm putting Ryan Yates. I didn't care what anyone says. Ryan Yates was there for me. Cook for me again. He proved me wrong as well. Like he was good against Brighton, and he's just fantastic today. He dealt with, like I said, Brad said. First off, I saw Salah. The rest of him, I didn't see him.
You know, he had about 3 or 4 passes in the game. Literally.
Right.
Yeah.
The problem, right?
That's why you didn't see him.
The problem is, right, I think when I spoke to shout out to Marcus, when he plays as a number 9, when he's in the middle, he gets lost. When he plays on the right-hand side, you see him more. This is why we praise Cook, because Cook had him in his back pocket. And sorry, Salah.
I'm amazed they didn't put him out there, because that would have been the place to play him today, you know, against Nico out of position, semi out of position. You would have thought, especially when he had trouble. And the same with us. I think our forwards need to sort of rotate around, whether it's, you know, Jono or, you know, Lingard and stuff, switch wings, because they can, can't they? And they don't seem to do that so much. Sorry, but anyway, you've got 2 more to go, or 1 more to go.
No, we've got 1 more, and I'll say Kanute. For me, he was another player that was, for me, he was fantastic, and he ran his sacks off. So that was my 3. I've got a shout out to hi Dor. Can you shout out to my best mate, please? Andy P, Liverpool fan. Loving him today. Loving his tables age. Shout out to Andy P. Hope you got some tissues on you right now. I don't care. You can banter. I can banter you all day, all night, all week. Unlucky. Right. It's been a great show. Thank you, everyone, for the 220 people that's coming on the show. Much appreciated as well. Before I do go, I know Matt and Raz have got things that they have. He's just like his Matt. What do you do?
I do all this art and stuff for Forest and stuff. So keep me busy at the moment. There'll be a few more being spawned off today's events, no doubt. So so I'm keeping busy with all that. Got to do some Stan Collymores this week, and a new Cooper, I think, and some Christmas cards. I'm going to do a Cooper.
No, wait.
Return of the Messiah Christmas card.
Matt, wait. Listen to me, right?
It was in doubt a couple of weeks ago, but we're going full on with the.
Matt, it's not Christmas. It's not Christmas.
Yeah, no, I've got to think ahead. I've got to think ahead.
Right. Not to me, you can't. People.
It's nearly Christmas, everyone.
It's not Christmas yet, people.
You want to grab your signed Forest prints, but when they're gone, they're gone. The Coopers are getting more popular now, and those Kuyate ones are going to zoom out the door all of a sudden. So I thought I'd be left with a few of them, but no, they're going to go now.
Dino says, Matt, where can we see your art? Promote it.
Right, it's www.rogues.gallery.
I'll put people. I will put Matt's link.
There you are. Yeah, you can see it in the background of all of us.
Yeah, there it is. Wait. There.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. People, Rough Gallery. That's where Matt. If people can see it.
But I was worried about the Steve Cooper birthday cards. I sell several every single day, and they did wane a little bit, but they've picked up in the last week or two, back to normal. So they're flying out the door.
Right, before I get
next.
This one has made me laugh. This guy, Leo, I'm currently sitting inside my police car in Tampa, Florida. I'm actually buzzing about today.
That was my life for 13 years as well. I was over there in Florida.
Legend. Oh, that guy's a legend. What have you done anything wrong? Are you in the back of the car? Are you driving the car? If you're behind the car watching it, shout out to yourself.
Put the lights on for the next half hour to celebrate. That's what I do. Pretend you're going to sort of a murder or something. Put the lights on.
Next up, people know this. Rads, everyone knows who Rads is. Rads, do a little plug to your channel.
Yes, everyone. My Liverpool vlog's actually out now, so go and check
it out. It's out now, people.
Yes. Please get me to 4,000 subscribers, Forest content, vlogs, that kind of thing. Not to brag, but Dean Henderson certified channel now because I bumped into him after the game, and I was very surprised that he made a comment about my channel. So
Legend.
Subscribe to DoreOnTour as well, everyone.
Make sure everyone, there's 183 people, and if you can, before you do leave, do hit the subscribe button. And we'll put Matt's description, with gallery in the link description. So if you want to type anything, please do. Don't mention Christmas, because I'm sick of tired of people talking about Christmas.
You have to be quick because there's not much left. You can see.
Dawn, I can see Dawn's comment. Listen, I don't care about Christmas. I got to sort my daughter's birthday comes first. Then I think about Christmas. People,
you've got to all sort of hint to your wives and girlfriends what you want for Christmas. There's always Steve Cooper, space for Steve Cooper on your wall.
Legend. Right, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for Steve, Matt, and Brad. If you are new to my channel, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. The vlog, like I said, if you're a member to my channel, go and watch the vlog now. Go and watch it if you are a member to the channel. Tomorrow morning it'll be out there, so you can watch it. Monday, Des is doing is Die with Des in. So if you do want to come on the channel on the Monday at 9 o'clock, message me or message Des. Get on the channel. We're talking about the great result against Liverpool. Next week, I've got a busy week next week because we've got Arsenal. So you might see me on a few Arsenal channels. I'm on AFTV as well next week. So I'm on that channel as well. So really honoured to be on that. But yeah, people, it's been a pleasure. Like I said, Steve, Matt, and Dave, let's enjoy our weekend. And to all you Liverpool fans out there, before I do go, don't get salted because we just beat you. Don't get upset. Don't
have nightmares, as they said on
Crime
Watch.
Because like I said, we beat you. Get over it. And like I said, I do apologise because my brother Guy, he meant to come on today, but he got upset about it. So Guy, I'll come to your house whenever. Don't get salted. And Forest fans, let's enjoy this week. We won. Let's be happy.
Let's do it again next week.
Exactly. Let's do it again next week. So, people, I'll see you soon. Don't forget, vlogs out. Members can watch my vlog. Vlog out tomorrow morning. And I'll see you soon. Peace and love. And one more time, up the forest.